Hi, I'm Lisa Hayden with Channel 6 Community Focus on Washington County. And we are happy today to have with us Sandy Cannon and
Pam Russell.
Pam Russell. Of course, I've known Sandy for quite some time.
And you need to know Pam.
And I'm happy to meet you, Pam.
You too.
And I asked Sandy to be here today to talk about community ventures, which I knew nothing about.
Which is terrible.
Yes.
I know it. I just can't believe it.
I can't believe it
I pride
either.
myself on knowing a lot of things, Sandy, but this is one that slipped through the cracks. And, of course, I was talking with someone else that works in the program that
Who?
I asked that
Was
Ann
it
Chaney?
Ann Chaney.
Okay, good.
I was talking
Another
with Ann,
Washington Countyan.
a Washington Countyan, and you being a Washington County, so Ann pointed you to me, and I said, Sandy does that too, and so now, here we are.
Yeah.
So you have got to tell me all about this program.
Well, first of all, I just have to say I'm a very proud Washington Countyan because I'm fairly new. I'm here 4 years, live in northeast Washington County. We call it Greater Willisburg. But there's a lot of us up there. We're small, but we're mighty.
Oh, you don't have to tell me
I know. Just want you to know. So, because I know we talk about Springfield a lot. So
Right.
there are others of us out there. So Pam and I work for Community Ventures. It's a nonprofit organization based in Lexington, but it is a statewide organization. And our mission is to ensure that people's dreams come true. Our tagline is, your dream, our mission. And we do that primarily in really two different areas. One is housing. We really want people to have good, safe housing, and we really want to get people into home ownership if we can. So that's
Yes.
a big piece.
I love it.
And then secondly, we are all about business development. We love to help people start their new businesses and grow them. We can provide loans from $500 to tens of millions of dollars for people to do that. In Washington County alone, in the last year or so, we've invested over $600,000 in new business loans right here in our area. So how come you don't know about Community Ventures?
I do not know.
And we could list names, but we're not going to.
Exactly.
Are they some of those people out in North Washington?
Greater
No.
Willisburg.
Greater Willisburg?
I don't think we have any in Willisburg, do we?
Well,
I don't know.
We have some good, new businesses through the years out there, we've got alpaca businesses and, lambs and different unique kinds of business operations.
Well, one thing Community Ventures does, and one of our colleagues always says, is we will provide a loan for anything as long as it doesn't have wheels or a mama.
Wheels
Or a mama.
Or a mama.
Because you don't want to buy a truck because it could kind of like leave. And, like lambs, goats, cattle, they kind of like leave too because they go other places, if you know what I mean.
I see, yeah.
But anything else, equipment,
Uh-huh.
buildings, land, all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
We're all about homes.
Okay.
We think good, strong communities are because people own their homes. They take a pride in place. I mean, that's what's so much about Washington County. We take a pride in where we are. And a lot of that is for owning your own home.
Yeah.
So we want to get people into their own homes.
Yes. Okay, so tell me more then. How do you have to qualify income-wise? Do you have to be at a certain income? Because most likely these people aren't able to get conventional loans.
Right.
Okay, so give me.
Well, in our home ownership loans, we help provide down payment closing cost assistance, and those are through grants. And then we do renovations and that type of stuff to homes as well.
Oh.
But
So
most
people can go pick out their home, we can help renovate it, get them a loan that will work for them, helping with down payment, helping with closing. Sometimes there are other monies available as well. So it just-
Absolutely. And, there's certain qualifications. They have to be on a job for at least 2 years, or have to have, some form of steady income. Can be SSI, can be Social Security itself, there's really nobody that doesn't qualify other than if they have some credit issues and we can't get them in because of credit scores. And we can do credit counseling, and with that gives them a leadway into what they need to do in order to get into home ownership. And that may take a year, that may take 5 years, because that always has to do with money normally. And eventually, they can get into home ownership as well. We just give them the tools. so
Your
they
dream,
know.
our mission.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that you kind of do some counseling
do.
with people, and so you might have a client that you work with for several years
Yes.
to get them in a financial situation.
Homeownership
I mean,
ready.
do you help with budgeting or
Yes.
give them an?
And
Yes.
we also have one of the largest online educational platforms in the country. It's called eHome America. People can go online, ehomeamerica.org, and they can go get home buyer education, they can get financial literacy. If they're looking at foreclosure, they can look at foreclosure education. So there's another platform there, and then they will be connected directly to a counselor once they've completed those online courses. We're a pretty big deal at
Yeah.
Community Ventures. I want you
And
to know that.
growing and growing.
And we have 6 offices across the state. Our closest one here is Campbellsville, which is why I really wanted Pam to be here, because this lovely lady is who folks here would typically work with.
So if someone in Washington County wanted to contact someone about these programs, they would call you, Pam,
Absolutely,
in Campbellsville,
yes.
and schedule an appointment with you?
Yes. Now, I actually work, CVC has got different companies within CVC. And I actually work for the lending company, which is the business development side. Okay? The
Okay.
housing side I used to do, but now if you call me, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to help you, but I'm going to get you in contact with the person that's really going to help you. Okay?
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's been working now for about 4 or 5 years. So, that works. We all have each other that we depend on to help. So we're a pretty tight fit.
So how many?
We all wear lots of hats.
Yes.
Well, so how many people are in your office then? You've got someone in the home business, and then you've got someone on the business side.
Well, CBC actually has 60 employees,
Yep.
but Campbellsville has one.
There she is.
There you are.
Yes.
But we're all
you will
networked
put her
together.
in touch
Absolutely.
with someone else.
Yes.
And so then, Sandy, your part, what do you
I actually work in
specialize?
local food. So I'm really working at connecting our local farmers with markets, whether that's through a farm share where you get a box of fresh produce every week, or hooking up hooking up farmers to restaurants or other markets. So that's kind of what I do. Though I do like to dabble in the economic development piece too, because there are lots of opportunities here in Washington County in particular that I am working with some companies who are thinking about investing here as well. Because I care about Washington County. I want to be strong.
Proud of you. And so investing here to open new businesses here, you're saying?
Yes.
Well, that is great.
It is
So do you
good.
work with our economic development?
I wave at Daniel Carney quite often. He has a lovely office.
So yeah,
We were teasing. I said, I'm going to be on the phone.
We
We're
were
going to
just-
get.
We were just eating, and there he was.
so yeah. Well, he's out. He's not sitting in that
No,
office
he
a
is
lot.
not.
He's out checking with
He's right there. He's
employers
out
and-
there now. In
Yeah.
fact, he said,
Yeah.
no, stay. I'm on
Yes.
the hunt, he said. So
Yes.
go to it.
So you do get to have some interaction with him then. And then, golly, this is so, it sounds like you all do a lot of stuff.
Well, and I would like to speak a little bit about the continuum of products that she was talking about on the business side, on the economic development side. We have a Jumpstart program that starts at $500, and that's mostly for people that probably don't have the best credit scores, but it will get them into the program, and they can buy a computer and possibly have an eBay store, or maybe they're a cosmetologist and they need some hair supplies or that type of thing. And then we have our microloan program that goes up to $50,000, and they can do most anything with that money except for buy real estate. So working capital, rent, purchase inventory, different things like that. And then we have our SBE program that runs up to about $150,000, and then we have our SBA 504
Now, what's the
program.
SBE?
That's a
Small
large
business
expansion.
expansion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have an SBA 504 program where that's, for your larger companies, and the
So-
bank will lend 50%, Community Ventures will lend 40, and the customer will come up with 10, sometimes 15, sometimes 20, just depends on the dynamics of the business.
And then you could go really big and do new markets tax credits, which is, or community facilities money, which is looking at public, using public dollars to enhance public spaces, perhaps maybe like a St. Catherine's.
Okay, say that again. Because I need to know that.
Basically, CV has loan products
Uh-huh.
for almost any enterprise that somebody wants to start.
Expand on-
grow.
Yes.
Well, how come then we needed that, the company that we thought had St. Catherine did not come up with the capital they needed to buy the property?
I believe they're still working on that.
Ah, so perhaps you all are involved in that?
Perhaps.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, I just want to see something, happen.
We
with
all
our
do.
students.
We all do.
And so it has just, we've waited and waited, and we think the situation's taken care of, and they're and then the deal has fallen through at the moment.
Yes.
So
For the moment.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel a little better. So now let me ask you this then: so if someone wants to buy a home here in Washington County, and perhaps their income's a little low, they're not going to qualify for a conventional loan. These are situations that I've worked with before, like with Habitat for Humanity.
Right.
Yes.
But of course, they had to have, a decent credit rating.
Yes.
So is this kind of the same? I mean, you would like,
It's similar, but for instance, in the last year or two, we've had 11 homes built in this or purchased in this region. Of those 11, 10 were first-time homeowners. So we were able to get 10 first-time homeowners who were not able to get a conventional loan into their own home.
yeah.
So we
So they
work
would
with
have a
them.
low interest,
Fixed.
fixed mortgage,
Yep.
and like real low.
And
Like-
maybe-
like what's the percentage?
And
Well, I mean, it depends on what the rate is at the time of closing, of course, but, most of the time at 3 and 4%, whatever the going rate is at a traditional bank is normally what the going rate is.
So it would be what the going rate is.
Yes.
So,
because Community Ventures is what's called a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution, we are able to garner funds from the federal government to support people who can't go the conventional route. So it's not that our money is funny money. It is not funny money. This is all backed by the federal government. We use those grants and loans to ensure that communities can build and stay strong. And again, we believe that homeownership is one of the ways that that happens.
so does those monies come through like housing and urban development and
They'll come
Kentucky
Housing
Housing
Corporation.
Corporation and things like that then? And then you just, you stay with them. What about after they get the home? So they get the home after you've worked with them, say, a couple of years? I mean, would you normally work with someone a couple of years to get the?
Some people do. I mean, hopefully we can get people into a home much quicker than that. It really is, it's where we take people from where they are and get them to where they want to be. So, but you're talking about a relationship post that.
Yeah.
I've heard so many wonderful stories from our housing team because they do work with them very closely, and they're working with them very closely on intimate details of their lives, because your financial life is pretty intimate. And people, the relationships that have been maintained over the years are pretty awesome. Also, you know, we continue to have other products. We've got, I mentioned the online pieces. Those financial literacy pieces you can keep going over and over and over, because we all, believe me, we all have our ups and downs in our
Yes.
financial lives, and it's important to kind of maybe bone up on some things on occasion. So.
Yeah. What was the name of that again?
eHomeAmerica.org.
eHomeAmerica.org. That sounds like a really helpful.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
We've all taken it. You just
And-
know
yeah.
the experience.
And it's in all 50
probably need to
states,
take it.
Puerto
It's
Rico,
great, yes.
Guam, the Virgin Islands. They serve something like 600,000 people a year nationwide.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
So now, then you have let's go over that little business thing again. So if there are people here.
That,
and-
those monies primarily come from the small business, U.S. Small Business
Yeah, the
Administration.
SBA.
Administration, okay. So, if someone here wanted to, you know, because I think you might have mentioned a hairdresser. Say, for example, a hairdresser wants to open up a little shop here.
Yes.
You would work with them
Yes.
to get them a small startup loan.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Low interest, and hopefully they wouldn't have to necessarily put any money up front.
Most of the time, I mean, if they're already in business, they already have. But
Yeah.
if they're a startup or a pre-startup is when it's just a notion. They haven't opened the doors yet. Those folks, we do help them in their business planning processes. And since we are familiar with other businesses that are similar to their type of businesses, we can offer a great resource to them. You know, we provide technical assistance. So with that, once we've created the business plan and they've decided to move forward, now we go through the application process. And
Okay,
yes.
so you can help them with the business plan.
Yes.
And then the application process. So now what if, you mentioned too, that what if, so they could already be in business.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
But want to expand?
Yes, I mean,
Is that-
some guy may want to buy a bulldozer,
Okay.
so, we can, he's already in business, this is just another piece of equipment, and he just doesn't have, the cash flow available to go out and purchase it, but he can make this much money if he had it, or, those types of things.
Or go back to the hair salon. She's doing so well, or he could do.
Yeah.
So she's going to buy that the space right next door and needs a little capital to make sure that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of that.
Or she's
Yeah.
going to bring in more chairs and bowls, so those girls can come in and pay her rent,
Yeah. 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 So you have to approve it based on what you believe is the feasibility of it as well.
Yeah, we have a loan committee review board. And so these loans are presented to our board, and they make the credit decisions on whether we're going to lend or not. Now, that's in the 7,500 and over program. Anything under 75, as a group, an internal group, we can approve.
It's pretty cool, huh?
So, yes, very cool. So, and obviously, there are people here in this county that are aware of it.
We're going to get you there, Lisa. We're going to get you there.
Because you have been involved, what you're saying, with people here in Washington
How long have
County.
you been working for CB?
Almost 19 years.
And you have worked with businesses
Yes.
here in our county?
Yes, and I won't say
Well,
they're
I'm
all still in
embarrassed.
existence, and for whatever reason, some of them aren't. But I was sharing with Sandy, they all paid as agreed. That's what we want.
Well, you know.
You know, so.
And off camera, we'll
Yes.
share some of those, but
Yes.
not on camera.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
And you have to be responsible, you know, for your loans.
Exactly.
And,
Because that's the
but
perfect
some
thing
of it's
about.
grants, you too, you said.
Well, that's primarily with the
Housing.
housing
Okay.
piece. With the businesses though, because people are paying back, that means we can loan it to other people.
It's a
Right.
Because we're
relending
not a
program.
for-profit organization. We don't take
Yeah.
that money and somebody gets it. We take that money and relend it so that we have more businesses.
Right,
growing.
right. So, and so obviously there are people, as you know, you just indicated, that are familiar with you here in Washington County. I don't know, so they were reaching out to you, and so they, you know.
So can we like share a phone number or a
That's
website?
what we need, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because there are some people out there like me who are not aware
Yeah.
of this.
So I can say, call me?
Yeah.
Go,
Pam.
Pam.
Yeah, it's 270-849-2323. Pam
Or
Russell.
Pam Russell. Or
Yes.
you can call the main line at 859-231-0054 and ask for Pam Russell.
Yes.
And they will do that too.
Yeah,
Or
they'll
the
transfer.
website.
Or you can do 1-800-299-0267 if you've got a landline, don't want to call long distance.
Or you can go to the website at www.cvcharlievictorky.org for community ventures. I should
Yes.
say community ventures.
Yes.
cvky.org.
Okay. Charlie, what was that?
Charlie Victor.
Who?
CVKY is.
You know, when I'm calling the phone,
When you're
call me
saying
back,
CV.
CV, Charlie
Yes.
Victor,
Okay.
KY.
Yes.
And then, and your office is in Lexington?
In Lexington.
Okay. And is that where you say you had offices several places?
We have offices in Lexington, Millersburg, Campbellsville, Louisville, Owensboro,
Um,
and Pineville.
Wow.
yes. Mhm.
Well, that's great. So, then, okay, so because I know there are a lot, and so someone can take who might be interested in an existing house
Mhm.
that is substandard
Mhm.
and
Bring it up to energy codes.
get the
safety
loan
codes,
through
all
you
that.
to
Yeah.
buy,
Yes.
to purchase and upgrade.
Yes.
Well, that's really important too, because,
We have a great crew that does
We do,
that.
and
Oh my
that's an
gosh.
awesome program. Mhm.
that's,
It's called Community
You
Housing
mean-
Development.
oh,
or
you mean
something.
they actually do the upgrades and
Mhm.
get it up to code and
Yep.
all that?
Well,
Yeah.
they'll hire people in the local area to do the renovations and stuff. You know, it's a bidding process, that type of stuff. They'll use your local people.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. And they're called what?
CHODO, the
Yeah,
Community
it's-
Housing Development Organization.
Yeah.
It's
We
just-
hate
just say
using
the
code
housing
words. It's
department.
just the
I know,
housing
it's just-
department.
Yeah, okay. Well, so this whole organization in Kentucky, you employ how many people?
60.
That's 60.
Yeah. Well, you seems to me you all get a lot done for
We do get a
We
lot
do.
done.
We do.
for a small, a kind of a small crew, really,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we also do, just if we have a moment or two, we're doing 2 huge neighborhood revitalization programs. One in Louisville and one in Lexington, both in areas of the community that are way underserved. In Lexington, we're building a multi-use area that includes affordable housing, plus an artist village where artists can live and work with an art gallery, really looking at stimulating the economy of this neighborhood, the East End. And then in the Russell neighborhood in Louisville, thank you, you can build a custom home there. We have on Cedar Street, there are some lovely homes being built. And that is next door to Chef Space, which is our kitchen incubator that is spawning restaurateurs and food entrepreneurs into their full-fledged businesses as well.
Well, that's very interesting.
Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Not to say about Millersburg, where we've taken the old Millersburg Military Institute and transforming it into a school, into
A
an
wedding,
event space.
Wedding venue.
Sports
Oh, my
complex.
gosh. I love that old school. That sounds.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah,
I do.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You
Yes.
should see it now. Oh my gosh, we've done a lot has
You're-
been done in the last year, and it's not quite done. I think they're looking at
So
late
what-
April.
How did that, was that a private business that asked you?
No, it went to the bank. We bought it from the bank.
You bought it from the bank. Community Ventures bought it from the bank. Wow. Okay.
And we're really
got
hoping.
lots of ideas here in
I
my
know.
head. So let me ask you this. So what if you have with your neighborhood project you mentioned, because I can think of a couple of neighborhoods here where we could use, a whole
kind of a real
revitalization.
focus.
So
Yeah.
how would we go about doing something like that?
Well, you all, I guess the city of
The city,
of Springfield
Perhaps?
would probably want to touch base with our CEO,
Yes.
Kevin Smith.
And these are all privately owned homes, so, it would have to be something that they were involved in.
Absolutely. We're all about, you cannot have a strong neighborhood without strong neighborhood
Community
engagement.
reinvestment.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's,
Oh, my gosh.
that,
well-
that's just the way we do work.
Mhm,
We
Yeah,
do not do it independently.
yeah. So, well, that's good information. Well, it's a good thing you were here today.
Yes. Can I say it
Call
on
me,
here?
it's on my mind, this situation, and now
Oh.
you've got, I'm just surprised I wasn't familiar already with this program, and I'm just ashamed of myself.
It's okay, Lisa. We
I-
can't know everything.
I know,
Yes.
but I've worked with Habitat for Humanity, Fuller Center, they do kinds of projects, Kentucky Housing Corporation, but your money's come through some of these Kentucky Housing
Yes.
Corporation and Housing and Urban Development, and and you have this board that approves these projects.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, is there anything else you'd like to share on this subject that I need to know? Inquiring minds need to
I
know.
know. Well, I'm hoping our green today will entice Mother Nature to be a little more kind to us. That's
Yes.
what I want.
Yeah.
I'm a farmer as well, and it's been really tricky getting things into the ground.
Yes. Because you do, what is the name of your farms?
Meadow Bloom Farm,
Meadow Bloom Farm.
and we grow produce for restaurants in Lexington.
Yeah, yeah. We do have, a lot of people in that greater Willisburg that do offer some of those.
Lot of
Do you-
food, lot
do
of
you all
food
work
grown there.
Through the agriculture department and through
I
Kentucky
don't.
Proud, or?
We are a Kentucky Proud Farm, but we don't specifically work through ag. We market ourselves, as do most of the farmers in that region.
Because, now they are, there's been a move to get some of that local produce in our schools.
Yes.
And I don't know if you participate in any
We're
of that,
We're a
or,
little farm.
yeah, yeah,
We can't quite keep up with the school system,
yeah.
but it's great that that's happening.
Oh, I know, I just.
Now,
think
I'm
it's
working with a
wonderful thing.
consortium of farmers in Boyle County who are really looking seriously at how they can impact local local produce consumption, and meat too, both protein and produce in this area. So I'm hoping in the next year or so that it'll be a really robust operation with many farmers working collaboratively to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I just wish we could get some of those farmers back down at the farmers market in the summertime. Because, we are a rural community.
Yeah.
And so many people have their own gardens.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, I know that our farmers don't do as well here with their, produce at our farmers market, because they can go to such bigger
It's
farmers
true.
markets, and urban areas
it's
where
true,
people
'cause-
don't have their own gardens.
And
Yes.
we sold at the Lexington Farmers Market for 10 years before we decided it was
Yeah.
too much work. But,
Yeah.
but it's true, because you can get a lot more
I know.
for your head of lettuce in Lexington than you can in Springfield. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but
Yeah.
farmers gotta try to make, the margins are so tight, you gotta make it where
Oh,
you
I
can.
know. Yeah. Yeah. So I understand that. But anyway, just something to think on.
It is. Well, I might have to bring, maybe sometime I can bring a couple farmers and we can talk about that.
Okay. That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you all for being here today. I've learned a lot, and I think our Channel 6 listening audience has too. And so I just hope that we get an opportunity to talk some more about this, and I hope you get some referrals on this. And
We do too.
Me too,
I know
yes.
there's something that I would like to work on through this, and so I will be in touch as well. So if you'd like to give out those numbers one more time, just in case with
You do it,
Community
girl.
Adventures.
I sure can. 270-849-2323. That's my local number. The Lexington number is 859-231-0054. The 800 number is 1-800-299-0267.
Pam Russell.
Pam Russell. Yes.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah,
Yes.
great.
Mhm.
So Sandy, Pam, thank you all very much for being here today.
You're very
Thank you, Lisa.
welcome.